Hello everyone, what's going on? It is MTEN here, back with another Terraria tutorial, and in this video I'm going to be going over all the new underground desert items that you can find in underground chests in Terraria 1.4. Now I also want to note that most of these items you can also get from fishing in the Oasis biome, which is found on the desert surface. I'm currently in it at the moment. You'll see a bunch of palm trees. So there's several new items that you can get, and I will show you how they work. So as mentioned, you can get most of these items from Oasis crates fishing. I do want to mention that Oasis crates are quite rare. I have very high fishing power recording this, about 150 to 180, and I still can't get any Oasis crates. They are quite rare. Now with that all being said, the underground desert is no joke. You have to watch out for cactus boulders, lava, antlion larvae, falling sand. Oh, it's just a nightmare. But if you're lucky enough, you may get a reward out of it. Just be careful down there. So without further ado, let's get on to the items. So the first item we're going to discuss is the Scarab Fishing Rod. And it works just like any other fishing rod. It doesn't have any superpowers or anything like that. It just contains a nice 25% fishing power, and you can fish anywhere with it. So up next we have the dunerider boots. Now these work very similar to Hermes boots. They're basically the desert equivalent of Hermes boots, flurry boots, etc. But they are better because you can run on sand at speeds of up to 53 miles per hour. On other surfaces it drops down to 30. However, on sand, like I said, up to 53. In contrast, the Frostspark boots run at 34. So the dunerider boots are a material. They are used to craft Spectre boots. However, when you craft Spectre boots with the dunerider boots, you do lose that sand ability. There's not a special version of them or anything like that. So a fun fact about this item, the tooltip is walk without rhythm and you won't attract the worm. Now this is a reference to the novel Dune, which is getting a movie adaptation coming, well, it was supposed to be this year. I'm not sure if it will be now given, you know. Okay, so the next item is the magic conch, and this works similar to the demon conch in that it's a teleporter, and it teleports you to the ocean. So you can use it and it teleports you to an ocean, and then you can use it again and it will teleport you to the other ocean. And if you have an ocean pylon set up, this is a good way of getting, you know, just to the other ocean, and that way you don't have to worry about getting the pylon set up. So this is definitely an item that's more for the players that don't want to implement the pylon system and they just want to, you know, play the world in the more traditional method. Up next we have the Ancient Chisel, which is an awesome mining accessory that increases mining speed by 25%. So I wanted to test this out, and with the accessory on, it took me 5 seconds to dig a 24 block hole, whereas with the accessory off, it took me closer to 7 seconds. You can see the big difference in speed there. So I do recommend getting this accessory for all players, just to move around faster. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great addition to the game. So just for reference, this is what the characters look like digging holes side by side. The footage is not sped up. This is just how the Ancient Chisel compares. So up next we have the Bast Statue. Now I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. This statue is a reference to the Egyptian goddess of protection, and it makes sense. Have a look at my defense. When you place the statue, if you are within a 170 block vicinity, I believe, it gives you a bonus 5 defense, which is an awesome buff and definitely something you should have in your arenas. The Encumbering Stone is a unique item that prevents you from picking up things in your inventory. So if I was to catch this scorpion, I can't pick it up with the stone in my inventory, but then I can take it out and pick up the scorpion. So I could definitely see this item getting some use, you know, in mining elevators or farming events. Up next we have the Desert Minecart, and this is another vanity minecart. Basically it works the exact same as the regular iron one, reaching a maximum speed of 66 miles per hour. However, it looks different and it looks cool. So this is purely a cosmetic. It doesn't offer that much of an upgrade or anything like that, but if you want a minecart, why not take it? Up next we have the Storm Spear, which is a decently powerful pre-hard mode spear. If you are a melee character, this is definitely worth checking out. It has the ability to shoot through walls, but only sometimes. It's a bit gimmicky, I'm not certain about it. But it does shoot a neat little spark, which is cool, and that can damage enemies. So, as you can see, it deals a fairly decent amount of DPS, and overall, I don't dislike this weapon. I think it's pretty cool. I have been enjoying using it in my playthrough. Up next we have quite a unique item, the Snake Charmers Flute. And this flute, you summon a rope with it, or a snake rope, and it extends quite decently high up into the sky, or until it hits a block. And then you can scale it once it's reached its maximum spot. Now be careful, because you can make it disappear if you summon a second rope, so don't muck around with this thing too much or you will find yourself dying from fall damage several times. With that all being said, I think this is definitely a viable method to attempting to find some sky islands early on in the game if you manage to come across this thing, because it reaches pretty high up. The Thunder Zapper is an awesome new weapon for mages in pre-hard mode, and it bridges the gap between the gem staffs and the water bolt and dungeon items quite well in my opinion. It shoots out a zappy bolt of lightning or spark or something that goes a limited distance, but it fires quite fast and it only uses 5 mana, making it very viable for early game characters. So it deals a decent amount of DPS, it doesn't go through blocks, it doesn't pierce, it only hits a single target, but it's quite a fun weapon to use. It has a base damage of 15. So those are all the items that you can get from the underground chest, so I'm going to move on from there. However, there's one more item I'm going to feature in this video, and they are the Scarab Bombs. Now, the Scarab Bombs, I don't actually believe you can get them from underground chests, although, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can certainly get them in the underground desert because you can get them from pots and you can also get them from the oasis crates. They won't be the major thing within the crate, like you will most likely receive something else with them as an item, whereas for example the Storm Zapper and the Storm Spear will be the major item that you get from within the crate. And you can also craft Scarab Bombs with a regular bomb and a sturdy fossil. Now, for those of you that don't know, sturdy fossils can be created by mining desert fossil and then sifting it through an extractinator, and when you do that, it has a chance to give you sturdy fossils. And they, as they have been since 1.3, are used to craft the other underground desert items. They used to craft the fossil set of armor and the new fossil pickaxe, which is just a desert pickaxe. Anyway, moving on from there, the Scarab Bombs. So the Scarab Bombs are a bomb projectile that mines in a line based on which way you are facing and which direction you shoot it from the character. So see, this bomb is going down because I placed it beneath my character. And this has a total of 8 different directions that the bomb can be thrown in. It can be thrown at any 45-degree angle, and it can change. So you have to be very careful because you don't want the bomb to be wasted by throwing it in a direction and then moving and it not going in the direction that you intended. Another thing to watch out for is that this bomb deals damage to the player, so you cannot stand too close to it, otherwise you'll get hit with close to 100 damage, if not more, depending on which game mode you are playing on. The bomb shoots in a line that is 20 blocks long, so this is fantastic for mining elevators and other stuff like that. So the final thing you get from the underground desert, which I'm going to mention in this video, is the Golfer NPC. And you get this man milling around in the underground desert. I don't believe you have to kill any bosses, but he sells a whole bunch of golf stuff. He sells 4 golf clubs. They're the iron, driver, wedge, and the putter. He sells all the pin flags. He sells the golf tee, the golf ball, the golf whistle, golf cup, the arrows, the country club vanity outfit, and the lawnmower. Now, he also does sell the golf cart keys, but to get this, you need to have a golf score of over 2,000 and you need to have defeated Skeletron. And so basically all he sells are golf related items. But I'm going to include him in this video because you do find him in the underground desert. Now when you do get him, he does prefer to live in the surface biome, so if you place him there, he'll be at his happiest, but clearly from this footage, he is happy enough in the ocean biome to sell the ocean pylon. Alright everyone, so those are all the items that you get from the underground desert in Terraria 1.4 that are new. I hope you have enjoyed this video and learned something new. If I have missed something, please let me know in the comments section down below. Anyway, if you learned something, please make sure to smash like for the YouTube algorithm and share with your friends because this video did take a while to make, so all of your support is greatly appreciated. If you did enjoy this video and want to see more videos coming soon, please make sure to subscribe. I'm hoping to get out a video on all the new whips coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget to turn on notifications. Anyway, like I said, thank you very much for watching everyone, and I will see you all in the next video.